Alright guys, here's what's on the bench today. A nice looking guitar. Godin, assembled in the USA. From handcrafted parts from Canada. So Godin, they're out of Canada. And these guys got their own forest out in Canada, up there. All that Canadian maple. Sometimes that's the hardest thing about a guitar manufacturer, is getting your lumber. And I know that Gibson's had a hard time getting lumber. But if you own your own forest, right, it makes it a little easier. The electrics, I believe these are assembled in New Hampshire. Up there somewhere, up in the northeast. And then they have all their acoustic stuff. So they make Siegel, Art and Lutherie, a couple of their brands, Breedlove. And those are assembled over on the west coast, up in Washington there, Seattle area, or Portland or someplace up there. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you guys think about that. Where are these things made at? Alright, so first things first, let's plug it in. The output jack feels nice and secure. Volume. 5-way switch. Single tone. Okay, so you're asking yourself, well, what's going on with this volume? I'm seeing all this stuff. Let's experiment here. Okay, pull it up. Oh, look at that. It's a tuner. Gotta kind of learn how to use this. B string. So it has a built-in tuner right there. Really cool. Let's take a look at this. Here's my low E string. Okay, that's showing flat. Okay, when it turns green, there you go. Oh, this should be sharp. There it is, right when you got the green light comes on. Wow, it's really, really sensitive. This note or the string highlights in yellow. And then when the green light comes on, you're pretty much there. And when you pull it, it mutes. So really kind of a cool thing. Never seen that. Super cool, right? You got a tuner and it works. So all the electronics look good in this one. The Godin SD, kind of a little, almost a tally shape. We've got some buckle rash back here. Here's where the battery goes in. Alright, so put my notch straight edge on there. This is a short scale guitar, so sort of a Gibson scale. And there's kind of a lot of relief in the neck. So I see there's no truss rod cover. Let's see if I can just find a wrench that fits in here. Okay, so we got our truss rod tool in there. Okay, we'll snug that down a little bit. It's easier sometimes if you get the string out of the way. Okay, put that baby back down in there, snug it down. this little guy out of the way. That G-string's always in the way. Okay, here we go. Snug it. There we go. Now let's just put our nut straight edge back on there. Take a look underneath it, and that looks nice and flat. So basically that's all there is to a truss rod adjustment. Make sure you get the right tool in there, the right wrench, and it should be relatively easy. The fear, a lot of guys have a fear of turning their truss rod, thinking they're going to break something. But I recommend all you guys try to get over that fear. As long as you got the proper wrench in there that fits perfectly, the right size, you should never have any problem. And take a look at these tuners, and they're stamped Godin tuners. Let's cut these strings off. Made in Canada. There we go. Beautiful guitar. It's in really good shape. Don't see any dings or dents or anything other than some buckle rash on the back of the guitar. Snug these tuners down while I'm here. Okay, just cleaning the frets up a little bit. I've got some 1000 grit sandpaper folded over a couple of times. Just going to hit it a few times every fret. Nice looking piece of rosewood as far as its fingerboard. And the frets to me look sort of vintage. They're small and narrow, so kind of has a little vintage thing going on with these frets. They're definitely not jumbos. Get up here, I changed my guard to the thinner one. Okay, Music Nomad makes this F1 oil. Cleans, conditions, protects, 100% natural oils, petroleum free, and like I always say about that petroleum free stuff, it makes Greta very happy. I have a paper towel, and I'm just going to kind of spread this on here. Wonder how Greta's doing these days. I hope she's doing well. Hope she's having a nice life and is happy. Because she seemed very unhappy years ago. She's had a tough childhood. No child should be that sad. Okay, and there wasn't hardly any dirt on this fretboard, but this is cleaning off the little tiny bit that was on there. I see absolutely no fret wear. Well, little tiny bit under the B string on the first 3 frets. I mean very small. Small amount of fret wear. These frets, honestly, the size they are, they probably will wear out relatively quick if you play this thing an hour a day for a year, you'd probably need a refret on her. A quick little cleanup before I put the strings on it. Dunlop 65. Spray it on a rag. Shine the front of this guitar up a little bit underneath where the strings are going to be. Get that dust off of there. I sell guitars a lot easier, these used guitars, when they are clean. Clean guitars is the name of the game. And you've got to get them looking clean. You can't really do much about the small scratches on a pickguard. But to get the dust and the dirt off of there, it's always a great idea. String choice. Today's string choice, SIT Power Wound Nickel 10 through 46 light gauge. Seeing that this guitar is Gibson scale length, 10 gauge strings are perfect. I've said it 100 times on the Strat stuff. I like to put 9 gauge on there, 9 through 42. Gibson scale length, 10s through 46. And SIT strings are a very popular brand that I sell out of my store. And I've had lots of luck with them. Leave me some comments what you guys think about SIT Stay in Tune strings. Whoops, I stuck it in the A-hole. Ha! Did I just say that? Okay, here we go. Let's put it back in where the E string goes. That was a really... Probably shouldn't have said that. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then this is our third string, is our G string. So this guitar has 2 string trees on it, and they're very close to the nut here. A lot of guitars, they'll be like way over in this neighborhood, you know, way over in this neighborhood, but they got the string trees really close to the nut. So there is that. Okay, and then one thing about SIT strings is they give you an extra E string and an extra B string. So this one is the B string, and it is a, what is that, 13 gauge. So you have an extra 13 gauge string laying around. I just put them back in here. And it's always a good idea to have extra strings laying around. And the other company that I know about that adds an extra string is the Roto Sounds. So if you get the Roto Sound electrics, they have an extra high E string in those. I see some guys and they put all 6 strings through the bridge all at the same time. I do them one at a time. I think it's less chaotic that way. You don't have all those strings all going crazy all over the place. So I'm more of a 1 string at a time guy. And then finally here is our high E string, which is a 10 gauge. Okay, so looking at the bridge here, the saddles look like they have a nice radius about them, and they're positioned to where it looks like they should be intonated properly, and all the 6 screws look like they're in there really nice. So I didn't even take the back plate off of this. I don't think I need to mess with it. This is a quality guitar that had basically it had a good setup on it when it came in, and so I don't think I need to mess with that too much. And again, it gives me a high E string that I get to put in the back. Put in this box that I have back here in the back room to save extra strings. Okay, let's throw a snark tuner on here, and we'll see if we can just tune it up. Okay, let's stretch the strings out. So I always put my left hand over here to protect the nut, because if you start pulling and tugging on this, there's a good chance you could break the nut right here. I know that because I've done it before. So stretch them out. Careful on that high E string, you'll snap that thing. But on these other ones, you can tug pretty hard on these things. You can see that bridge, it's decked down pretty good. Let me see the arm. I've got the arm right here. So the arm just, it's not threaded, it just sets down in there. Yeah, it's not really set up to, it's definitely not floating. It's just to give you a little something. There we go. I just use snark tuners. And then, like I always do, let's just set it up on the knee for a second. Pretty nice. Let's play with this tuner a little bit. The E looks perfectly tuned. The B looks good. So it highlights the note, and then G string's a little flat like always. I had never seen that before until this guitar. Built-in tuner right there. Okay, there you guys have it. Really nice guitar. It's available at the shop. Give me a call. Thank you for watching. Check out all the links down in the description below. Bye, guys. Goodbye, guitar.